Fake news. We've talked about fake news, we've talked about bears, we've talked about manipulation, we've talked about pumping and dumping. We've talked about it all on this channel, guys, and we will continue talking about it because it's a real thing. Market manipulation is not new. It's not something that's going to go away. It is here to stay. And one stock that has had a lot of that, like most of the stocks I seem to cover on this channel, is ABML, Abtc, American Battery Technology. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.
Everyone, what's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy, Hold, Sell. It's a glorious Saturday. You're getting this video on Monday. It's a bit of a wrap up, guys. Haven't spoke about ABML in a few weeks. The last video was on the 2nd of September. I'll share the link. You can go in and check it out. It was a good one, guys. This video is actually going to be a wee bit different. I've got a few things to get off my chest. I did a video on August the 26th, guys. Talked about a bearish, bad news article that just didn't do ABML really any favors. It was quite negative. I try to be honest. I try to talk about both sides. I don't just be bullish and pump. I don't want to be about that. There's a lot of YouTubers who've talked about it. All the other channels seem to do it. I don't, guys. I don't want to be that guy. And for me, as in being an investor, it's ignorant to ignore the negative stuff out there. We talked about that article because there was elements of that article that I believe in and I can still believe in, but also within that video of pointing and highlighting maybe some of the bearish statements that I would agree with. I thought it was quite obvious that my sarcasm potentially and the way that I flipped the video and showed the positive side of things and declared that I was very bullish, I thought it was quite apparent that I rubbished away parts of that claim as well. I got a tweet from a guy called Corey. He said on the September the 11th, Seeking Alpha publishes articles from contributors. They're not the author, just the publisher. Contributor, likely a short, wrote that article. Seeking Alpha published it despite the inaccuracies, and I agree with that. We know about it. No different from him being his bullish statement and the negative statements. You get that. I don't believe really any of the news, like unless it's official, which I always say on this channel. It's all rumors and innuendos. We will maybe talk about them, but we don't deal in them unless the companies announce it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to believe in it. So he goes on to say he wrote a bull case, almost sort of counteracting the calculations in that, and he's done his own projections that are completely different from the bear case scenario, if you want to say that. And he goes on to say it'll be a good stock for me to do. I did say, you know, is there any problem? He mentioned him. He's given me his approval. You can see it there. So he says Seeking Alpha told me that they are actively coming up with a resolution for it and should have one by Monday early week. I went on to say, look, let me know what the crack is. He's very kindly came back to me then, and he says here with a screenshot, and we'll just look at this, guys. Now if you go on that article that we read out, it says the article has been amended to clarify the revenue projection number of 16 million is his author's own projection and not the company's. Okay, so look, we've talked about the projections of what Abtc, ABML on this channel, so anyone that is used to me talking about ABML will know what our stance is and what our beliefs are. I can only assume that Corey hasn't watched all the videos, and that's fair enough. This is my channel. We try to do both sides of the coin. I still stand by the bear case sentiment. The things that we talked about, i.e. why hasn't construction developed on more? Things like that I talked about, the wee bearish sentiments, I still stand by that. The NASDAQ, we've been talking about it for a long time. I understand the criteria of over $2, but there's ways around, there's means of doing it. Doug Cole selling all the shares, that didn't help us achieve NASDAQ. So there is negative things here, guys. I'm very, very bullish on ABML and Abtc. I reckon that they are going to do different things. All those reasons why I've talked about it on this channel, and I believe and I'm heavily invested in it. But it does not mean that everything about the company is great and there's nothing to improve on, but we're going to get into all that soon. Not going to read out too much of this. It's a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. Partnerships with Ford, GM, kind of a rumor. Yes, wouldn't it be absolutely lovely? Just like the Tesla rumor, it would be lovely if all that happened, but rumors are rumors. Now, the revenue in the recent Seeking Alpha, the anonymous author incorrectly stated that the company is going to be around 16 million to 20,000 per tons. Initially, 20 or 100,000 tons may seem like a lot of recycled batteries. It doesn't necessarily translate in a lot of the revenue. He's saying it's not accurate. The management's actual projections of the pilot plant are 20,000 tons at 160 million, not 16 million. So was it a typo? We don't know. Was it just translate it? We don't know what the reason behind it. But he is 100% correct on that. On the pilot plant alone for 2022, it has been clearly stated at numerous investor presentations the calculations of around 8,000 per ton or 800 million per year at 100,000 tons a year, not 80 million. So it may be a case of the zero being taken off. We don't know, but we know what the projections are for Abtc on this channel, guys. He's talking about the financials and the debt. We're not gonna, I would recommend everyone go on and read this. He makes great points. I'm not just highlighting key areas. It's just a lot of it is repetition. We've talked about it all here. We talk about the bill, the stimulus deals. We've talked about all of that, guys. This is quite an interesting little sort of compare again. It's out there for everybody to review. Other YouTubers have covered it, so I'm not going to repeat it, guys. But Abtc, and you can see Lee's cycle, which was slightly touched on, and I'm interested in them. That's for maybe a different video. But you can see, nice little graph, nice little comparison. Go on, have a look at that, guys. Ryan Meltzer promoted to CEO, which we'll talk about again in a moment. NASDAQ uplisting. Yeah, talked about that just there now. It is what it is. Potential risks, he goes on to talk about it. Potentially, you know, the Tesla deal, GM, all that might not be real. Yeah, we'll know about that. That's why the rumors. Price target conclusion. You know, I'm not a fan of price targets, guys. I'm just not, because you can price target to the earth and moon. I deal with projections every single day in my job, guys. I'm a full-time quantity surveyor, and I can tell you right now, guys, you can project whatever you want. It's the same as life cycle costs on buildings. I reckon in 30 years you will need to do this amount to keep the building going, and it'll be smoke and mirrors, guys. It's a load of BS, in my honest opinion. It's great to have an idea, of course. Projections, of course you need that. You have to build a business case, of course you do. But it really doesn't mean anything. For example, guys, a pandemic comes along. Where's your business case? Where's your bit of paper that tells you about that? Out the window, guys. That's where it is. Brilliant bull case. Very, very bullish. Far more bullish than I would be on ABML, but I love it, guys. You know, definitely go and have a good read at it. Read both. Find your balance. Now, moving on, guys. This is what I really want the video to be about. This is sort of an 8-minute video. I've snipped it down to about 2.5 minutes, guys. Key areas I want to talk about only.
So another thing that we announced is that we will be holding our first ever annual shareholders meeting. Can you provide us a little bit more details about that?
Yes, of course. And as we've been a smaller company over the past, many company decisions have been made internally. They've been made by company executives, by board members. And as we continue to grow, it's time that we really involve our shareholders much more in these pivotal decisions. So in the shareholders meeting, we will be giving the public an update of who we are as a company, where we've been, where we're going, why we're taking these steps. And then most importantly, some of the important decisions going forward, we will actually be bringing up for shareholder votes, to have the public shareholders really start to make informed decision about the direction of the company going forward.
This is the best bit of news. Honestly, this is the best bit of news I've heard in a long time. We can talk about the recycling process, we can talk about pilot plants, we can talk about rumors in NASDAQ, rumors with Tesla. We can talk about all of that, guys. But see, for shareholders now to be able to do the input, that takes us to a professional, top business level, guys. This is what we want. Brian knows the crack, guys. If institutions want to start buying ABML, they'll want to say, see, us as shareholders to be able to say, we want the company to go in this direction and do this. It is exactly what you need. Best news I've heard in a long while about ABML, and I can't overhype that enough.
Environmental review approval for another extraction demonstration project. Can you provide a little update there on that project?
Yeah, so this is for our lithium extraction from our surface sedimentary resource down in central Nevada near Tonopah. This is related to the government grant we won back in January through the Department of Energy, the Advanced Manufacturing Office. And these types of EPA reviews through the NEPA group really are meant to assess the potential environmental impact of any of these operations. One of the big advantages of this design we've come up with is that it has dramatically lower environmental impact compared to other types of lithium manufacturing processes that are proposed. We have far lower consumption of acids and other chemical loadings, far lower generation of waste materials. And during this NEPA review, all that came to the surface, and we were excited to get such a great response in our environmental review. We actually only proposed having the first part of the project to be approved, but after hearing our full plan, the NEPA team decided to approve the full 3-year project all at the beginning. So it's great to have that milestone achieved, and it really opens the door for us now to move forward with the execution of that project.
We talked about the NEPA approval. I'll share the video here, guys, but it just him speaking about it, doesn't it just get you excited, guys? That's fantastic news as well.
To wrap up, with you only being in the hot seat for 1 week, can you share any additional insights on where you'd like to lead the company?
I think the big takeaway is that during our reprioritization, we are really focusing on this technology development, this commercialization, making tangible impacts on addressing these global challenges, and really treating our shareholders as real stakeholders and partners as we go forward. You know, we have great support. They really have helped get us to where we are today. We're grateful for their input and for their actions over the past 2 years. And as part of this annual shareholders meeting, we're looking to really get their input and get their approval and their voices in how we move forward as a company. So we're excited to be taking this next stage to really becoming a growth stage company and to be a manufacturing company with real products out the door, really contributing to these global challenges.
And guys, the final bit by Ryan there is bang on as to what this channel is 80% predominantly about. It is about going green. Very, very passionate to me. It's why I am so heavy invested in stocks of this similar nature. The likes of Tesla, Abtc, even Argo Blockchain, the first climate positive miner. All of that, guys, very keen on all the mining lithium stocks that we've talked about on this channel, which I haven't forgot about and I will come back and cover again, guys. It's just been crazy. I'll show the video to my lithium mining go green world video. That's worth watching, guys. To summarize, there's always going to be bull articles, bear articles on this channel. I try my best to provide balance. I believe with balance manages expectations, and that's how we grow forward, guys. Very, very keen. Uncover more ABML as soon as possible. There's a lot of good stuff coming through in the Discord groups. And guys, Ryan Meltzer is going to be the best thing for ABML. You know, mark my words for this. Fantastic guy. We've done the due diligence into him. We know all about him. I really, really, really do believe the shareholder thing and Ryan Meltzer is going to take us to the next level. Doesn't matter about anything else. This guy's got the passion, guys, and I'm loving it. That's the video. Check out down the link below, guys. For free trade, you'll get a free share of the £200. You can also, if you're a supporter of the channel, you can also buy me a coffee. A lot of guys doing that. One guy last week, Richard, just out of nowhere, bought me 5 coffees, guys. Wow. Appreciate that, Richard, you gentleman. And I'll catch you very, very soon for the next video on American battery technology, guys. I love yous and leave yous. Peace.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.